Well, I think with trying to solve issues, I spend time in the laboratory doing basic science research where you look at genes, one gene at a time, trying to understand how it helps this organism produce disease. I think that's fascinating, intellectually satisfying, trying to determine whether it's in all strains or naming the organisms and stuff like that. It's very important. But I think in the end, we are all going towards certain goals. And those goals are a couple. Number one, to prevent these fungal infections or to treat them adequately if they do occur. And the truth of the matter is, our basic science, NIH supporting all the basic scientists, MSG trying to bring everybody together. The important part of this is to develop a product or an endpoint. And that endpoint and that product will be a vaccine or an antifungal agent. Industry does that. Industry is the one that actually is able to allow that to happen. It won't happen in a basic science lab, it won't happen in the clinics, it won't happen in the government. It will happen in industry. And what's happened is the evolution of industry is significant here. We are in a situation now where the big pharma companies do not spend as much money, or they do not focus as much money on research and development. They tend to allow small companies to take and develop the compound to a certain point, and then maybe they will chew them up and take it over. Therefore, that makes the MSG be very important to be able to help the smaller companies. They don't have the resources that the bigger companies have, and therefore being integrated very carefully in advising these small companies and getting into helping them with design and patient populations and stuff like that is extraordinarily important. As I've noticed over time, particularly in my own field of Cryptococcus, it is really sad that basically in the United States, a case, the treatment of Cryptococcus in any kind of clinical trial has not really been done for 20 to 30 years. And yet outside in resource limited places, there are multiple studies being done. This is a combination of patient populations, energy to do this, new drugs to do this, the cost of clinical research. All these things are things that are going to have to be and are needing to be tackled. The MSG actually helps broker those companies, those small companies, trying to interface with clinicians and stuff like that to get these trials done within the United States of America.